Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rockymounts MonoRail 2-bike rack and seeing how it fits on our 2023 Subaru Outback. Now this is going to be a platform style bike rack that holds the bike in these trays with our wheel cradles and primarily by our front tire using the wheel hook. The wheel hook is really nice because it makes hookup really straightforward and simple, but it also makes it compatible with carbon frame bikes, alternative frame bikes, and with a 60-pound weight capacity per bike, it can support some e-bikes too, which is exactly what we have on there today. Like many other platform racks, it also features a really nice ability to tilt away with the bikes loaded. Not all platform racks do this, but a lot of them do. There's a handle underneath the bike rack right here, color-coded blue so it's easy to see that we can pull and lower the whole rack down. Even with an e-bike on there, it doesn't feel like it's too heavy or dropping on me suddenly, but if you've got it fully loaded, that may change a little bit and really depends on the weight of your bikes. But this gives us room to open up the back hatch of our Outback very easily with plenty of room to get in and out, or maybe just have a place to sit down and change our shoes before or after our ride. If you've got some longer legs, it might feel a little bit cramped, but for me, this is quite comfortable and gives me plenty of room to do what I need to do without having to worry about unloading the bikes. Just lower down your hatch, and you can lift the rack back into place, grabbing by the arms, lifting straight up, and it'll click into place, giving a very audible click to let us know it's locked in and good to go. There's not a whole lot of movement in this rack. It's very stable, and to get it unloaded is pretty straightforward. We'll start at the back tire where we've got a wheel strap, press in on that button, and push out the ratcheting strap to release it. Then making our way to the front tire, with one hand on the bike, we can squeeze the handle, push up and out. Very straightforward, with only 2 contact points. All we got to do now is just lift it up and away. And I'll set this to the side. We can get a closer look at the rack. Everything that I undid just now will fold back in on itself, starting with the front cradle, the arm right here, and then the back cradle, the strap will return. This back cradle does pivot to accommodate different wheelbases, so you can get mix and match with different sizes of bikes there. And at this point we can get some measurements, starting off with our ground clearance. There is a pretty good rise in the shank here, so from the hitch it does come up quite a bit, giving us at the back end right about 22 inches of ground clearance, which I think for most people is going to be more than enough. If your Subaru were to have a lift or anything like that, that would obviously boost it up just a bit, but with stock ride height, that's where you're sitting. Our distance added to the back is going to be coming in right at 31 inches, so it does add a fair bit of length to the vehicle, but not too much. For a 2-bike rack, that's pretty normal, I'd say, around that 30-inch mark. And we can save some space by using that same handle as before, pushing it back up, and putting it in the folded position. So we can leave this in the hitch between rides. That's going to condense things down quite a bit, only sticking out 13.5 inches now from the back bumper. Way more condensed, easier to pull into a parking spot, or maybe even your garage at home, depending on the room you have. It doesn't come too close to the bumper either, at the closest point sitting about 3.5 inches from it, and with very little movement, pretty much no movement at the pivot point, I'm definitely not worried about vehicle contact. On the rack, there's a locking point right here where we can use our included cable lock, wrap it around, and put a lock core on here. And that's going to be key to the lock core located on our anti-rattle bolt. So the rack and the bikes get locked all with one key, and that anti-rattle bolt keeps things nice and solid in the hitch, so we don't have to worry about things when we're going down the road. And overall, I like the MonoRail. It's a really solid bike rack that packs a lot of value. If you don't need the support for e-bikes, I'd maybe look into the Hookup Sherpa. It's got color options, which is kind of nice, but it only supports a weight capacity of 40 pounds per bike. Like I said, if you don't need the e-bike support, that one's really nice because it's really good construction and isn't as squeaky like you might have noticed throughout the video here. Just better construction, and I think longevity, it's going to just last a bit longer. But it all comes down to what's going to fit best for you, your bikes, and your vehicle. And this is our look at the Rockymounts MonoRail on the 2023 Subaru Outback. Thanks for watching.